and welcome to Ballet Spartanburg. My name is Carrie Pruitt and I'm one of the professional company dancers here at Ballet Spartanburg. I'm also an instructor for the Center for Dance Education. Join me as we go on a journey to discover our upcoming production, A Midsummer Night's Dream. We're going to go behind the scenes and see the rehearsal process, the costume process, and what it takes for a professional company to put a beautiful production like A Midsummer Night's Dream on the stage.
Ballet is a performing art that uses movement to communicate and tell stories. It is an athletic art form that takes many years to learn and to master. Ballet dancers begin each workday by taking a company technique class taught by either the artistic director or the ballet master. The artistic director and the ballet master are in charge of the dancers and are crucial for bringing ballets to the stage. We begin each ballet class with slow, small movements at the bar. Our movements gradually become bigger and harder, and the tempos and movement quality changes with each step that we practice. Once we have completed bar, we begin our center work. Just like at the bar, center work starts with slow and sustained movements. We gradually work our way up to jumping and turning. Both men and women are required to jump and turn. Class is a time for dancers to practice our technique and prepare our bodies for the work ahead in rehearsals. Female ballet dancers have a special type of shoe called a point shoe. Point shoes allow for the dancer to balance and dance on the very tips of their toes. It takes many years of training before a dancer is given their first pair of point shoes. Here, you can see Emily putting on her point shoes. Typically, a dancer will use a light protective covering called a toe pad to help protect their toes. Ribbons and elastics are attached to the shoe to help hold the shoe in place. Ribbons are tied in a particular way in order to help elongate the line of the dancer's leg. Point work can be grueling at times, but there is no other feeling in the world. Once class is complete, rehearsals begin. It takes about 5 weeks for Ballet Spartanburg's professional company to put together a production. We start by learning the choreography by referencing a recorded past performance, or the choreography is taught directly to us by the choreographer or artistic director. Our director, Carlos Agudelo, will then begin to shape the choreography and coach us on how to perform our role. Dancers must be very focused and disciplined to be able to learn the choreography correctly and apply these corrections. Sometimes a correction is as simple as moving the body a few inches in one direction. This takes a great deal of concentration and precision. Currently, we are in the process of rehearsing A Midsummer Night's Dream. A Midsummer Night's Dream is based off of the play written by the famous literary playwright William Shakespeare. It is believed that A Midsummer was written between 1595 and 1596. Shakespeare's comedic play is about 4 confused young lovers, a group of clumsy workmen, and the royal fairy court of King Oberon and Queen Tatiana. The story is set mostly at night near some woods in Athens, Greece. It is a lively tale full of fun, mischief, and magic.
I have my coworker and friend Sunny here with me today, and he plays Puck in the ballet A Midsummer Night's Dream. And I thought we could have a conversation with Sunny about his character and about his career and why he started dancing. So Sunny, how did you get into dance?
Well, I got into dance because my mother really loved dancing. She was taking adult classes at one point, and I was actually practicing judo. I was doing martial arts.
Oh, that's cool.
And right?
I never knew that. That's awesome. See, I get to learn new things about my coworkers every day.
So I started ballet as cross-training originally, and then I later on stopped doing martial arts and kind of dove headfirst into dance.
That's awesome. Yeah, a lot of athletes use ballet for cross-training. I know that soccer players and football players use ballet, and it's a great way to bridge the gap between different sports and athletes and athletic type activities. So that's awesome. So how long have you been dancing, Sunny?
Ooh,
I know, it's always a trick question. We have to think about it.
I think it would be about 12 years.
Okay,
12
yeah.
years, yeah.
It takes many, many years to become a professional dancer. I know I started when I was 3. My mom just put me in a dance class because my neighbor was dancing across the street. And here we are 27 years later, so we can do the math. It takes a long time. But back to Midsummer. So you play Puck. Can you explain to our audience who Puck is and what his part is in the story?
So, from my understanding, Puck is the jester of Oberon, who is the king of the fairies in the story. Puck is portrayed as the character that is perhaps less than elegant compared to the other fairies. He is fun-loving. He's very mischievous.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. I would say that Puck is the jester. He likes to play pranks on people.
Yes.
And also Puck kind of ties the two storylines that happen within Midsummer. So there's the fairies, and the fairies have their own story, and then there's the 4 lovers who have their own story. And Puck, wouldn't you say, kind of ties the two storylines together?
He kind of represents I guess the different sides of everything, and he kind of gets involved in it, and where he's not supposed to as well. And like when he turns Bottom into a donkey, and it becomes like he does it for fun. I mean, it's just kind of like.
Oberon doesn't tell him to turn Bottom into a donkey, but he does anyway. So Puck is a really fun character. I know that. I enjoy watching him do it. What's one of the challenging parts about Puck? Like what do you do to prepare for the role?
Yeah, so Puck is the role here is it's very technical, and so the biggest difference is like on its own in a way we can dance and we can do the technique, and that's fine. But it's trying to make it look easy and fun, and yet at the same time, like I said, Puck is like, I guess, less fairy-like than the other fairies, and so I have to be low at the same time, and yet I'm doing a bunch of jumps. And I have to be fun and like look like I'm enjoying myself because I'm supposed to be.
Right.
That's one of the difficulties because some of the things are very hard. I'm always like worried about, oh, is this gonna go well?
Yeah.
But then it's like get into character, but it's kind of fun. I think in a way it matches my personality. I feel a little bit like I'm a big jokester, and so it kind of works out. I'm a little mischievous in my own right. So that's one of the challenges, is trying to bridge the gap between the technique and acting.
And I think that is the big challenge for all of us in Midsummer, is that it is a Shakespeare play, it is a story, a written story, and all of us have to dig deep to really understand our character, to make that character come to life. So I definitely understand your struggle with bringing your person, your character to the stage. Well, thank you so much, Sunny. Come see Sunny dance Puck next week, April 22nd and 23rd. We have a very special surprise. Not many people get to see what actually goes on behind the scenes when we dress dancers. I'm here with Maxine, who is our costume coordinator. She's also our seamstress and constructs a lot of our costumes that you see on stage for Ballet Spartanburg productions. So Maxine, can you tell everybody a little bit about what you do and how you get the dancers from just their normal leotards to the stage with their costumes?
Okay, well, we start with the artistic director and his vision of what the characters are and how they should move. And then from his vision, we get sketches and drawings, and we collect samples of fabric and all kinds of possibilities for his approval. And then we start making drafts of the costumes to train the dancers and see what kind of fit they have, what kind of movement they have. Then we use all the final materials to finish the garment, and watch rehearsals and have the dancers move in the costumes and give you their feedback on what works. Is it too tight? Do they stretch properly? Does it fit the body? And then from that point, it's onto the stage and only final changes and alterations at that point.
It's a really intensive process. Most people think that they just come out of the box ready to go, but most of the costumes have to be constructed from scratch, and then they have to fit perfectly to the dancer. And the artistic director, Carlos, likes it in a particular way, because what happens if the costume doesn't really reflect the character, it doesn't read, you can't tell the story. Also, they restrict the dancer's movement. A lot of times we have issues bringing your arms up, so Maxine really helps us get into character by making sure that our costumes fit. So her job is very, very important, and even though she may not be on the stage, all of her creations are.
And the fabrics come from all over the world. You can't just go into a local fabric store and find these exotic kinds of stretchy fabrics or sparkly fabrics or whatever we need. So it's a matter of kind of searching the fabric warehouses in big cities online and sampling the products and bringing them here and see if they work.
So there's a lot that goes into our costumes, but you also talk about you also deal with the accessories too. Headpieces, extra props, little things like that that complete the outfit. So we don't have a lot of extra pieces for Midsummer, but in Nutcracker, for example, all of the main characters have different hats and accessories and tiaras and all kinds of stuff. So you're also responsible for making sure that we're dressed from head to toe. So Maxine, we really, really appreciate all that you do for us. So that's just a little bit about what Maxine does on a day-to-day basis and throughout the season, because we have lots of different performances and things that we do. Behind us are some of the costumes that our dancers will be wearing for Midsummer. So do you want to share a little bit about these costumes?
Well, these costumes for Midsummer Night's Dream, we have little fairies which are light and they move, and they have to fit exactly to the body, but flow at the same time. And then we also have the various characters.
The lead, this is Titania's. She is the lead fairy. She's the queen of the fairy, and you can see how how the fabric moves, and it's just got extra sparkles so that the stage lights will catch it. And who's this character? I think this is Hermia's. So I'm Helena, one of the other lovers. So my costume is green, but it looks very similar to this. And correct me if I'm wrong, Maxine, but a lot of times, like, the color of the costume also is very important to the character. It says Lysander's costume matches hers, and they're together. And Demetrius' costume, I believe, is green with mine. So also the color, not just the fabric, is very important to the characters.
And the lighting changes the color of the costume, so you have to consider that when selecting the fabrics. For instance, white hardly ever works on stage, and so you have to think that through when planning.
That's true. So there's really, really quite a lot that goes into the costuming. I know that you didn't construct these, but you have a lot of work to do with them, don't you?
Yes, to fit them exactly to each selected dancer.
Well, thank you so much, Maxine. This was wonderful. We appreciate it.
After each rehearsal and run-through, we are given corrections by our artistic director and ballet master on our dancing, staging, and acting. A dancer's work is far from over once rehearsal ends. Dancers must cross-train or work out outside the studio to ensure that they have the endurance, flexibility, and strength to perform their best during technique class and rehearsals. We also must eat well and rest properly to make sure we are keeping our bodies healthy and strong. Being a dancer is extremely rewarding, but is also very hard work.
We hope you've enjoyed your journey behind the scenes here at Ballet Spartanburg. We will be performing the whole ballet of Midsummer Night's Dream next Friday and Saturday, April 22nd and 23rd at the Chapman Cultural Center at the theater. Tickets can be purchased at ballet-spartanburg.org or online at the Chapman Cultural Center's website. We really hope that you come. It's a beautiful production. You get to see all the costumes, all the dancing, and everything come to life on stage, and it's really wonderful. We also encourage you to check out a book of Midsummer Night's Dream at the public library. This is an old copy that I've had for many years. You can see all my school notes in it. It truly is one of Shakespeare's best works, and we have just enjoyed putting it on stage. And I'm sure that the library has many, many different kinds of books and resources for you to use, and so we encourage you to go to the public library. Lastly, if you would like to become a dancer, it takes many years of training, but we have all kinds of classes for all different abilities. There are plenty of summer camps this summer, all the way from Little Mermaid fun adventure camps to learning ballet technique for older students. So we encourage you to check out our website at ballet spartanburg.org, see our schools, see our show offerings, and we hope to see you soon.